Of APC supporters join ABGA ahead of Gubba poll in Anambra. Anambra State Assembly confirms appointments of clerk, deputy clerk of the House. Federal government orders full implementation of Naira for crude deal. And from the foreign scenes, China hits back with 84% tariff on U.S. goods as market fall. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business, and for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report on scrupulous elements to the security operators for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800220008. Good evening and welcome to the evening news. My name is Uche Chukwu Ebonam, and now the news in details. Thousands of members of the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah's political family have queued behind the All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA in the build-up to the November gubernatorial election. The groups were received into the fold by the state chairman of ABGA, Barrister Ifeatu Obiokoye, at the International Convention Center, Oka. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana filed in the report.
Welcoming them into ABGA, which she described as big tent, Governor Soludo went back down memory lane about his relationship with the late senator and rendered a posthumous apology to Senator Ifeanyi for being treated unjustly in the party in 2019. The governor harped on his administration's philosophy of one state, one people, one agenda, which is the development and transformation of Anambra State. Say that ABGA is the only progressive vehicle of development and canvas for all hands to be on deck.
With the people here that I say, let's go and get the job done. But in the spirit of my friend and your former principal, his spirit lives. Labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain.
The leader of the group, Mr. Carmen Chuks Obonna, said that the movement is laying down the banner of opposition and embracing the banner of partnership under the ABGA platform, describing it as the birth of unity in progress.
Bring his fire, his courage, his love for Anambra into this fold. And I pledge to you, Governor Soludo, and to the ABGA family, that we will channel the boundless energy into a mighty river of support for your laudable work. Where we once shouted dissent, we will now sing praise. Where we once pointed to flaws, we will now point to triumphs. Where we once stood apart, we will now stand as one.
The popular Uwezuoke also lent his voice in asking the governor to continue but fulfill the promises he made to Ndi Anambra.
The people of Omobu village, Oka South local government area, have endorsed Governor Chukwuma Soludo for a second term, given his sterling performance in Anambra State within 3 years. Correspondent Chukwemeka Modern reports that they gave the endorsement after visiting Solution Fund City, Aroma Flyover, and new Anambra State Government House Lodge, all in Oka. His report.
To journalists after touring the projects, the President General Umuokpuoka, Dr. Chukwudi Okeke, observed that the 3 projects had given Oka a befitting status, especially the Solution Fund City, which he said will facilitate tourism and generate substantial revenue for Anambra State.
Word for good work is what? More work. We have to ask you to do more. Because the guy can have nothing painting, nothing grammatical about it. Factual fact. And so, one people, united village, and they will unite behind him. Okay.
In their separate speeches, some stakeholders of the area, Chief Obiora Mo and Lady Beni Anene, expressed gratitude to the governor for the free education he declared from primary to secondary schools in Anambra State, employment of over 8,000 teachers, and for doing exceedingly well in infrastructure, security, health, among others.
We know that as of truth, solution is here. We cannot appreciate God enough for the gift of a governor like Soludo.
Look at the number of teachers he recruited and see how he started their salary. Untold stories. Where do we start? Look at the flyover at Ekulobia the day I was coming back from Owerri. I was marveled. That's why we've come, we the women came with our husbands and our sons to amplify our own voices to that of our husband. We are solidly behind the governor. Come rain, come shine.
In Oka, Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
Anambra's House of Assembly has confirmed Mr. Anthony Uwenu and Barrister Cynthia Idemobi as the substantive clerk and deputy clerk of the Assembly, respectively. Their confirmation followed the motion moved by the Majority Leader, Honorable Ikenna Ofodeme, during the plenary yesterday. In his remarks, the Speaker, Right Honorable Somtochukwu Deze, congratulated the newly confirmed officers for their courage, dedication and commitment to working harmoniously with lawmakers and staff of the Assembly, and urged them to continue upholding the confidence reposed in them. In their separate votes of thanks, Mr. Uwenu and Barrister Idemobi expressed gratitude to the House for the confirmation and pledged renewed dedication to their responsibilities. To ensure all-round successful implementation of the third round of the Big Cash App Vaccination exercise in 9 local government areas of the state, Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency has organized a one-day planning and stakeholder engagement meeting to brainstorm ways to improve the exercise. The meeting held at Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, OCA, was attended by CSOs, NOA, Ministries of Education, Information, Women Affairs, Red Cross Society and social mobilization officers in local government areas, among others. Correspondent Ngozi Ubileri tells us more.
Addressing the key players, the director of Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Nnamdi Uliagbafusi, said the meeting will allow them to x-ray their past performance, share their experiences on their success areas and their challenges to enable them to provide solutions and learn from each other how they got it right, calling on them to get it better done during the third round starting from 22nd of April 2025. In their separate speeches, the UNICEF representative, Dr. Uju Eze, and the representative of World Health Organization, Mr. Ndubisi Oji, both of who are partnering with the state in the program, appreciated the social mobilization officers and Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency for their efforts in the implementation of the program, urging them to ensure that every child is captured in the third round of the program. Big Cash-Up Vaccination is an exercise aimed at ensuring that all children not captured in all the immunization exercises are immunized in the target 9 local government areas, which are Agwata, Aneocha, Ayamelum, Idemili North, Nnewi North, Orumba North, and South.
This meeting is called to see what are the social mobilization officers in the 9 local governments are involved in the Big Cash-Up have fared in the first and second round. New innovations they did, how successful the new innovation was or not, and how they intend to overcome the challenges in this third round.
In Oka, I am Ngozi Ubileri for ABS News.
Moving on, it has come to the notice of Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board that developers are building structures, including perimeter fences, without obtaining the requisite approval from Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board. According to a press release signed by the Managing Director, Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board, Barrister Chike Madrekwe, the unlawful practice is particularly in Transinkisi and borehole layouts in Onitsha. The release by Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board warned the public to desist from embarking on the construction of any structure or perimeter fences without the appropriate approval. It further noted that henceforth all structures erected on any government layout without the requisite approval from the Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board will be demolished, and the recalcitrant developers will also be charged to court as provided by Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board Law Number of 2013. In addition, the release maintained that any application for building and fencing approval must be accompanied by evidence of recertification of the property from the Ministry of Lands. Moving on to the federal scenes, the Federal Executive Council has officially directed the full implementation of the suspected Naira for crude agreement with local refineries. The Ministry of Finance disclosed this on its official X handle titled Update on the Crude and Refined Product Sales in Naira Initiative. Today, recall that the first phase of the 6-month deal involving the federal government, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and Dangote Petroleum Refinery ended March 31st, 2025. It has not been renewed, and the Dangote Refinery has since stopped selling refined petroleum products in Naira due to the non-renewal of the Naira for crude deal. In a new update today, the committee said the policy is not temporary but a long-term plan to cut Nigeria's dependence on foreign exchange for petroleum. The policy, which mandates the transaction of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira, is aimed at strengthening the country's economic sovereignty, enhancing local refining capacity, and stabilizing the foreign exchange market by reducing the demand for dollars in domestic petroleum transactions. The ministry explained that this policy is structured to foster energy security and encourage investment in domestic refining infrastructure. From the foreign scenes, China has unveiled retaliatory tariffs of 84% on imports of U.S. goods, matching additional tariffs imposed by the U.S. President Donald Trump and further inflaming a trade war between the world's two biggest economies. The announcement was made in China has increased its intended levy on U.S. imports by another 50% points from the initial amount that is set to take effect tomorrow. The amount was said as the added charge that Trump has already imposed on Chinese goods. In addition to the increased levy, China's Commerce Ministry imposed export controls on 12 American companies, barring Chinese companies from supplying them with dual-use items that have both military and civilian applications. It also added 6 more U.S. firms to its unreliable entity list, banning them from trading or making new investments in China. According to the Commerce Ministry, China also filed a complaint to the World Trade Organization over the latest U.S. tariffs. And from the world of sports, the Nationwide League 1 NLO has announced a new kickoff date for the 2025 season. This new NLO season, which was initially scheduled to start on Friday, April 11, will now start on Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. The Star match will hold at the Warri Township Stadium in Abuja between Like Minds FC and Hyperbars FC. The remaining fixtures will be played on Wednesday, April 23, 2025. The NLO General Manager Tayo Igbeleyo announced the postponement in a press release. Igbeleyo said that the postponement was necessitated due to the challenges in completing the registration process. The NLO, however, stated that the registration process has been extended to Friday, April 11, 2024. Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. On X, formerly Twitter, we are ABS Radio TV. On Instagram, we are ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points that made the news again tonight. Scores of APC supporters have joined APGA ahead of Kube poll in Anambra. Anambra State Assembly has confirmed appointments of clerk, deputy clerk of the House. Federal government has ordered full implementation of Naira for crude deal. From the foreign scenes, we told you that China hits back with 84% tariff on U.S. goods as market fall. The Anambra security is here to stay in Anambra State. Remember, security is everyone's business, and for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the state government in securing our state. If you see something, say something, report those scrupulous elements to the security operators for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800220008. And that's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Thank you so much for staying with us. Good night.